What's up, Fantasy Good Nation? Welcome back to the Fantasy Goods. Today we got a 12-man PPR mock draft for you with my boy Adam and with my boy Josh. Josh, tell them about the giveaway that we're doing real quick.
Yeah, guys, if you watched the promo that we had right over there and clicked on this video, you kind of got the idea of what the steps we got going. But we really want to show our appreciation for all the love and support you guys have been showing us, watching our videos, leaving comments, giving us, criticism and advice, and telling us what you liked about what we're doing. So we decided to, give back a little bit, and we got a couple of jerseys for you. If you follow the steps, it enters you right into the raffle, and we'll pick a winner and send a jersey out to somebody, your choice of the four that we got. And, we love it, guys. So just follow the steps, do it up, and we'd love to send you a jersey.
Yeah. I woke up this morning, I was so excited because football season is going to happen. I haven't been this excited since I don't know how long. I finally get sports. I was watching UFC. I love UFC, but football is my passion, and fantasy football is my passion. The fact that I'm going to be doing fantasy football this year is so exciting. But anyway, my name is Ben. These are my boys, Adam and Josh.
What's
up?
up?
The Fantasy Goods. Guys, what do you think about this season? What's going on with you?
It is going to be an interesting season there, Ben, to say the least.
It's going to be the year of the waiver wire.
It absolutely is.
Well, according to you, it's always the year of the waiver wire.
I'm a waiver wire maniac. I love that shit. I'd be plucking people left and right. I forgot how many transitions I had last year. Over 80 transactions. But yeah. So, who are you more excited to see this year? What team? I'm just curious. Because I know I'm a Cowboys fan. Adam, you're a Cowboys fan. Josh, you're a Giants fan.
Yep.
But, all rivalries aside, what team are you most excited to see this year?
I'm personally excited to see how the Bucs work out.
Yeah, the Bucs, Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that should be interesting. I mean, there's a lot of deadly people there. Gronk's coming back. It's Brady. I mean, magic follows that man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, can't deny that.
Definitely with that. And that Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. When's the last time Tom Brady had a wide receiver duo like that?
Never. I mean, the only thing you can compare that to is back to 2007 when he had Moss and Stallworth. Those were the only two. There it goes. CMC, number one overall. Here we go, kicking it off.
All right, and we're taking Zeke.
Ooh, Ezekiel Elliott going off the board.
Feed me.
So he's playing as number 12. Adam, you're number 2, and I'm going with the 5th pick. So I'm coming up and went Christian McCaffrey, Zeke, Saquon. Let's look at the cheat sheet right quick. Who just got taken? Ooh. I'm going to have to go with Alvin Kamara on this one, man. He's going to get you those
I like him in the
points.
5th pick.
As long as he stays healthy, I think he's going to do great things. You got Latavius Murray in the backfield. He's gonna intrude on it, but those passes are gonna go right to him, and those points.
Yeah, definitely. Kamara is one of the safer bets there. I mean, he doesn't have that injury-prone tag, but he has gotten nicked up a couple times. But last year was kind of a wash because Drew Brees was out. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater did great in his absence, but as far as Kamara went, he definitely saw a little bit of a dip, and also had an injury. So Kamara's a top 5 pick without a doubt in my mind. It's safe to take him there. He's the 4th best running back in this draft, so I like that pick.
Yeah, no, definitely. And then right after him, Dalvin Cook went, Derrick Henry, Devontae Adams.
I'm definitely.
Are you guys sketched out on Dalvin Cook?
100%. I'm sketched out on him. Dude, because one day it's oh, okay, I'm gonna report to camp. The next day it's his agent comes out and he's like, oh, wait a second, he is not coming to camp before we get a deal done. I think he's gonna wind up holding out, and you're gonna wind up friggin' eating your 1st round pick if that's the case. I don't trust it. I'm gonna.
Josh, hurry up before you get Colts defense
Hill
again.
here at pick 12, and then gonna double up.
Smart
with
pick.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Julio. Ooh. DeAndre Hopkins. You would take DeAndre over Julio?
Yeah. DeAndre Hopkins to me can be absolutely the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy. And, I think he's going to kill it right now. So, I like him. I like him in the 1st round. I love him in the 2nd round here at the beginning. I'll take him. And like I said, him and Kyler Murray is going to be a dangerous combination. That kid won Rookie of the Year. without a lead option at receiver like DeAndre Hopkins. Now let's see what he does there. And then he also has a solid run game to lean on with Drake too. So.
Yeah, I'm not doubting that DeAndre Hopkins does not have the capability of being the #1 wide receiver this year. It's just I haven't seen anything yet. As of right now, I still would take Julio over DeAndre Hopkins, but it's still close.
Yeah, I love and you know me, I'm a Julio lover. I love Julio Jones. I've had him like I think the last 3 years in a row. But DeAndre Hopkins doesn't drop balls. DeAndre Hopkins gets the same kind of looks that, you know, Julio gets. And DeAndre Hopkins, here's the big thing. He gets in the end zone. Julio doesn't do that often. So I do like DeAndre Hopkins a little bit over Julio Jones.
Yeah, no, totally. But after you picked DeAndre Hopkins, Nick Chubb went, Julio. Then we got Austin Eckler, Josh Jacobs, Chris Godwin. How did Chris Godwin fall to the 6th pick in the second round?
Man.
I was about to say the same thing.
That is crazy.
crazy.
I'll bet money I know who goes next.
All right, well, Aaron Jones just went, and now it's my turn. And, yep, he is still here. I am going to take my
Really?
boy,
You're going to take Galladay?
I
thought you were going somewhere else.
Oh, yeah, man. I love me some.
Yeah,
I was
that's
going
where
to
I
take
thought you were
Kelsey.
going.
Don't get me wrong. I was looking at Travis Kelsey. I like a lot of tight ends later on in the draft. I see a lot of potential back there. Now, if you fall to me in the third
He's already
round,
gone.
you know, I can see me looking at him. But, I don't think he's going to fall. But if he does, George Hill's still there.
No
Zach
more.
Ertz is still there if I want a good
Kittle and
tight end.
Kels just went back to back.
Not more.
Yeah, no,
Nope.
those guys
Back
are
to back.
Those
We see that a
tight ends
lot.
are bona fide second round picks. You're not going to find them in the 3rd round unless you're playing with a bunch of morons. There's no way. They're tight ends that fit that wide receiver 1 slot. So
we're gonna be drafting.
I like that
Allen
pick,
Robinson.
Ooh, Allen Robinson. He
Let's
finally
get
has a
nice wide receiver
quarterback.
in there.
Patrick Mahomes just
Man.
went. Patrick Mahomes.
all right, at least it got to the 3rd round before they took a QB now. So. Oh wait,
Yeah.
no, that
Well,
was the
just
end.
see
That was
Lamar
the end of the.
Jackson
That was the end of the 2nd. Yeah, I mean, look, man, these
you'll see.
quarterbacks are special. Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes, they put up crazy points, and I've been preaching it. It doesn't matter where you get the points, as long as you get the points and you get them consistently. I don't care if you draft 3 running backs in the 1st round.
And we know damn well Lamar Jackson.
There he goes.
Of course.
Good pickup.
Lamar Jackson.
But
Yep. Adam picked Lamar Jackson, and I don't blame you. He's gonna do great this year.
Absolutely.
If not equal, maybe better. Like, I really don't see him having a bad season short of
yeah,
being good.
absolutely. That's the only thing that concerns me about Lamar is his style of play is just leaves him so open for injury. So we'll see how it pans out this year. I don't think he's
If
going
they
to have
could
the
catch
same
him.
year he had last year because now there's tape on him. But I definitely think that he's a top guy. He's going to put up over that 350, 380 fantasy points this season. Safe pick here in this 3rd round.
Yeah, no. So I'm kind of mad right now because this guy picked up DJ Moore, and I was hoping he would fall to me right here, but I didn't get him. So I took Todd Gurley instead, and I think a lot of people are still sleeping on him. He's gonna have that same Devontae Freeman role, almost exactly what he did back when he was actually doing good on the Rams. They were throwing him short passes, and the yak yards were out of control for him. That's why he was such a good
but you
fantasy
also.
option. I think
You
it's
also
gonna
got to
be the
take into
same
account
thing.
that his knees, man. That's why the Rams toned him down there and were willing to get rid of him essentially for nothing, let him walk because he's not in his prime anymore. He would have his prime years, but he has those arthritic knees, and those are really gonna wear on him over the season. And there's really no one else to help him here. So Gurley's going to get run into the ground the way I look at it. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he got injured, just because that's a really tough thing to deal with, arthritic knees, especially in his position. But I mean, I like Gurley. He'll get volume. It's just a matter of, is he going to be able to handle it? That's my question, and I don't know if I'm willing to spend a 3rd round pick to get him. I would have
think he
waited
will.
until the 4th round or let somebody
I
else.
think they're gonna. I think he's going perfect right here, man. I seriously think so. This is a passing offense. They don't really run the ball that much, man. He's gonna be in the back. He's gonna be catching balls.
That's another
That's what
thing.
he's gonna be doing. I can't
That's
see them
another
pounding
thing. You
the
just
ball.
took a running back on the team that passes the most in the league, so he's not going to get as many rushing touchdowns. Yeah, sure, he'll probably still see some passes and checkdowns, but that's still going to be less opportunities because they go for the pass.
But what? As my RB2? Hold on. So you're gonna complain that Todd Gurley is my RB2.
Yeah, especially when a guy like
Understand.
Fournette was still on the board. Who else? James Conner.
Yeah, that's why James Conner just went right after Todd Gurley. Okay.
I would have liked.
That's why James Conner just went right after Todd Gurley.
Over
In the
Gurley?
third round?
Yeah.
Oh, you're wildin'. You are wildin', man. I don't know about that. But let's switch on to a different subject. Like I said, James Conner just went after I took Todd Gurley, Odell Beckham, Adam Thielen, Zach Ertz, Leonard Fournette, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Josh, you are on the clock with your back-to-back picks.
All right, I'm gonna go right here and get that oddball situation out.
AJ Green, Melvin Gordon.
No, not doing that mistake again. And then I'm gonna go with Lev Bell. So I took Mark Andrews at tight end to get that oddball position out. There are good tight ends later in the draft, like Ben said, but Mark Andrews is clearly the number 4, and he could finish as the number 3 tight end this year. He's Lamar Jackson's favorite target, and you know they're not gonna. He doesn't throw down the field that much, Lamar, so he's gonna be given a lot of looks at Andrews. I like him here in the 3rd round, at the end of the 3rd round, and then I took Lev Bell right after him because I honestly think people are forgetting how good Le'Veon Bell is. I know the Jets line sucks. I know the Jets offense looked terrible last year, but there was reasons for it, and they upgraded that line, and Lev Bell still finished as the running back 16 last year. I think he absolutely has a shot at crawling back up into that RB1 conversation, so I kind of like him here as my RB1, and I already got my wide receivers pretty much sealed up, at least my starters. So
I mean, Le'Veon Bell definitely has the talent. I mean, I wouldn't consider him as an RB1, though. I mean, you know, he could definitely have RB1 numbers some weeks, but like you said, it's the Jets.
There's never anything good that's on the Jets.
Everybody knows
I mean,
what's coming at them.
You don't say that about
Le'Veon
Jamison
Bell.
Crowder, who finished in as almost the wide receiver 2 last year. He finished as wide receiver 26. He was one of the top wide receiver 3s.
Yeah, but not everybody's worried about Jamison
Yeah.
Crowder. You're comparing Jamison Crowder to Le'Veon Bell?
No, I'm not. But I'm saying that like he did well when that offense did crappy last year, and now they get Darnold back for the whole year, and then they also got a beast at right tackle on the Jets to help this run game and help Bell. So I think Bell's gonna do better than he did last year and finish higher than running back 16.
Oh, I can see him definitely doing better than last year.
Plus, he's real pissed off that Jamal Adams left there, so he
so-
probably wants to shove it up Jamal Adams. You know what?
But yeah, right after you went Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley, Chris Carson, and I'm about to be on the
Yeah, those
clock.
3 receivers, Kupp, Cooper, and Ridley, are all going to be great this year. I love where they're going here in the 4th. If you can grab them, if you're there in the middle of the draft, in the middle of drafting of the rounds, and they're there, I would grab them because that seems where they're going. They don't really make it to the ends unless you're going to reach for them.
Okay, well, I think I'm going to take David Johnson right here.
Yeah.
I'm going to take David
Solid
Johnson.
move.
Yeah, man, I love David Johnson, especially going on to the Texans. He's going to have a lot of potential, man. I think a lot of people are sleeping on him. I seriously
Yeah, I
think so.
agree. I think Johnson could
Seriously
be
think
real
of-
good this year. He's bound to, maybe a change of scenery is going to revamp his career. We'll see.
Yeah, man, definitely could. And he got that whole backfield. to
Well,
himself, too.
he does have Duke
whole
Johnson there,
backfield to
but I
himself.
mean, when David Johnson's healthy,
When's the last time Duke Johnson was actually relevant?
he's a passing down back, but David Johnson is also, a do-it-all back. He can catch as well as run. So, unless he gets injured again, I don't think Duke Johnson really is relevant. But I still think he gets some 3rd down looks.
Yeah. All right, so right after I took David Johnson, Melvin Gordon just went. A.J. Brown went. Adam, you are on the clock.
On the clock, we're going to scoop up me and Ben's favorite man, Singletary.
Yeah, okay.
Devin Singletary going off the board. I like Devin Singletary this year. I really do. I've said it before. I like the Buffalo Bills.
Dude, he was great last season. During the playoffs, he was like my godsend.
Yeah. Yeah, man, he definitely helped everybody. But Devin Singletary was your first one. Now you got your next one, your 5th pick. What are you looking at?
Uh, we are going to grab. I'm going to take a tight end here. Darren Waller.
Ooh, Darren Waller. You know what? I like Darren Waller this year. I think the addition to Henry Ruggs the third too is definitely, more eye candy for the defense. They can't always look at Darren Waller, and I think it's going to change up. Chucky's going to have something up his sleeve.
I had Waller last year. I picked him up off the waiver wire early, and he blew up for me, man. Yeah, I loved Darren Waller. He was what did he finish as, the tight end 3 last year? He was fantastic. I don't know if he'll have the same season. Obviously they got tape on him now. There's another weapon there in Ruggs, so he probably loses a couple targets. But I still think he's absolutely a top 5 tight end. That's a good pickup, Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what my next pick coming up, I thought it was my pick now. This guy's taking his sweet time. Now I'm on the clock. I think I just took him. Oh, no, wait. Or did he take him? Oh, this guy took him.
He took Metcalf over Lockett.
Man.
That's a toss-up for me, man, between
what?
Lockett and DK. Because if DK keeps progressing the way he does, he's going to be a number 1 wide receiver. Like in fantasy and...
He's the bigger
in
and
fantasy.
back.
I mean, I'm pissed off that the Giants didn't take this guy at the end of the first round. We took DeAndre Baker, who's now probably going to prison. But I love this kid. He was huge. He is just jacked, and you just can't make up for strength like that. But, I mean, him and Lockett are a toss-up, man. Who do you think is going to be the number 1? And they're going to wind up having those yardage. But I love Lockett, too, man. That's a great pickup.
Yeah, every week is going to be different. Every week is going to be different with them. DK Metcalf's going to have a good week. The next week, Tyler Lockett is. That's why they're going pretty much back. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I still like Lockett over DK a little bit myself. Yeah, just because Lockett saw so many snaps last year.
But I tell you right now, like I just did, if DK Metcalf just went before me, I will not hesitate to pick up Tyler Lockett.
For sure. Yeah, I agree. Tyler Lockett is a slam dunk pick. But as a wide receiver, too, I love him.
Yeah. And then right after him, Terry McLaurin went. Jonathan Taylor, David Montgomery, T.Y. Hilton. I think he's a sleeper. He's definitely so with Phillip Rivers, bro. That team is gonna do great things this year. I think, man. Everything's gonna come together. The offensive line is debatable the best offensive line in the league. It definitely, in my eyes, at least, number 1.
Coming up on Josh's double pick again.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. So, Devontae Parker just went.
And Stephon Diggs.
So
I'm in a tough spot here because there's 3 guys I'm looking at with this pick because I need a running back. I like Mostert. The 49ers run a buttload. They were the second most behind the Ravens last year. I like Akers here this late, but I think I'm going to go with Mostert. It's just going to be a higher run volume there. The only thing that I don't like about this guy is that you got Tevin Coleman there. You got Jerick McKinnon coming back from injury, who they gave a lot of money to, and I think they're going to try and get him involved. That way they could see if they even want to extend him after giving him that huge contract and him being injured all the last 2 years. But you just don't know if they're going to give Mostert the start.
What's your next pick?
But I'm going to be going Kyler Murray here to go with that pick for DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah, so I'm going to go that 1-2 right there. The 6th round's about where Russell Wilson and Dak Prescott and Kyler Murray are all going, and it's pretty much a throw-up. I mean, I don't mean to disrespect Russell Wilson because I always preach that guy's disrespected and he deserves to be picked earlier because he always finishes as a top 5 or 3 quarterback. But I just think Kyler Murray, that combination with DeAndre Hopkins that I spent in the 2nd round, and his upside, honestly, I think it was a great pick here in the 2nd to lock that wide receiver QB tandem up.
Yeah. Now, I just want to get into this real quick. When we say it's the year of the handcuff or the waiver wire, that's because with this whole COVID-19 thing, man, you don't know what is going to happen this season. Adam, you brought up a good point last time. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, going into the season, we've already had 2 sports going off with games played, the NBA, the MLB. They're already into their season already, and players are just coming out, seems weekly, of either breaking protocol or actually being infected with said virus, which is automatically ensues a mandatory, 2 weeks?
Yeah, maybe 3.
Off the field. So that could be your number 1 pick going down for the stupidest little mistake or actually being infected, God forbid. So you want to have those backups.
And another thing you gotta worry about is all these players that are opting out. Look at like the big names like Devonta Hightower, Marcus Cannon on the Patriots. You know, that's going to affect their run game and their defense. And their defense was, you know, probably something that you were looking at some point in this draft because they were so great last year. But then you got guys like Marquise Goodwin on the Eagles who's opting out. So, and the deadline is still August 1st, so we still got a couple more days to see. And that's a soft deadline. There could still be guys that, you know, opt out after that. But you got to pay attention to these guys actually opting out of the season as well.
Also, fantasy-wise, this is going to be the year of the late drafts because people are going to want to wait until that last minute.
Well, for me, it's always the year of the late draft. I'd much rather do it the day
draft
before, you know, kickoff, just in case anything happens, to be honest with you. But that's just my preference.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
But with my pick, I just picked up A.J.
love it.
Green, coming off an injury of a year and a half
Full
or
year,
something
full year.
like that. You know, he's going to come back. He has a full year. He has new quarterback. I think he's going to do good things this year. He's definitely going to show that, you know, he's definitely back. He's going to be back. I think he's going to be a top 15 wide receiver this year, hopefully. You know, if we can get that spark back. With Joe Burrow, like we said, he had debatably the best college season ever.
Yeah, without a doubt. 60
You know.
touchdowns. 60.
But,
could you imagine what that does?
Yeah, 60. So, right after I picked A.J. Green, Deshaun Watson, Josh Allen, Adam, you took
I like Tyler Boyd. That's a toss-up between A.J. Green and Boyd for me.
Yeah, see, I left Jarvis Landry there because I just don't like touching anything in Cleveland.
That's funny. Didn't that used to be your favorite team?
Like, short of Nick Chubb, like...
Hey, man, I got a Baker Mayfield helmet right here. Yo, don't diss Cleveland.
I disagree with you there, Adam. I actually would like Jarvis Landry over Boyd because Jarvis Landry finished as the wide receiver 12 last year. You know, he just gets peppered with targets, man.
And we're going to take Cam Akers.
Wow, Cam Akers this late. That was a good pick.
Cam Akers.
Yeah,
Flex
that's not
spot,
bad.
very nice.
Oh, I hope he drops to me, man. Oh. How dope would this be if I get him right now? I'm gonna put a star right here. Bam. Let me see him. Let me see this guy fall to me right here. That would be amazing. Here we go. And right after you pick Cam Akers, James White.
I
Josh,
love
you
James
like
White, man. I've been a fan of this guy. Ooh, good job with the Tariq Cohen pick. Or did you get Brandon Cooks?
Nah.
Brandon Cooks.
I got the Brandon Cooks, baby. I love me some
Yeah, I like
Brandon
that pick.
Cooks. He's a 1,000-yard receiver on every team.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
he's
They keep
It's
throwing him to another
crazy.
team. He's like, all right, I'll catch 1,000 yards. All right, I'll catch 1,000 yards. On the Saints, on the Rams.
He has Deshaun Watson now too, and he's most likely going to be arguably the number 1 wide receiver on that team.
Yeah.
Sort of Will Fuller, but that's if he
That's
can stay on
one,
the
Will
field.
Fuller's one problem is his health. I mean, that's one of my Notre Dame boys. I love Fuller coming out of college. He's great athlete, great receiver, but he's hurt every year. So I mean, if you're not on the field, you're not going to be a good fantasy player. You're not going to be a good football player. You know, Brandon Cooks has his injury issues too.
Yeah.
You know, he's like one concussion away from retiring, but you know, he's done it consistently. He's had what 3,000 or 4,000 yard seasons in his 6 years in the NFL. So he just kicks ass, man. I love Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, man. And then right after I picked up Brandon Cooks, Alexander Madison, Hollywood Brown went. I like
did too.
Hollywood Brown this year. If Brandon Cooks wasn't there, I probably would have picked up
I picked
Brown.
up Hollywood Brown last year. He kind of underproduced, but he had to deal with a nagging ankle injury all year, and he's all about his speed. So if you got an ankle injury, you're never going to be at top speed, and he had to deal with that all year long. So it kind of like hindered him to that wide receiver 3 spot on your roster and production. But I think, now that he's healthy, he had an offseason to get healthy. He's even going out on social media saying to expect bigger things from him this year. So we'll see if they do that. The one thing I think that hinders Hollywood Brown from being, as good as he can be is that they're the highest amount of rushing on that team in the league is the Ravens. So, I mean, obviously, if you're not getting as many passing or receiving opportunities, you're not going to put up the numbers.
Well, Josh, you're up next with your back-to-back picks. Jordan Howard. That's
yeah,
an interesting
I mean,
pick.
I'm just trying to get. Oh, man, I have issues on week 11. Is all I gotta say. I usually pay attention to my bye weeks, but I definitely hurt myself here. You know what? And forget about it. Let's just really seal up week 11 sucking for us. And I'm gonna take Darius Slayton. So I went with Jordan Howard, who I think is probably gonna be the early down back in Miami. And, you know, he's going to definitely get, you know, end zone carries over Matt Breida and everything. So he should get a healthy load. And in his entire career, he's never had a season with less than 7 rushing touchdowns. So if that trend continues, he's somebody that's a serviceable RB2. So I don't mind getting him here this late in the 8th as a, you know, well, I was hoping as a bye week back, but he's basically a flex because all my backs have a week 11 bye. And Darius Slayton I took right after him. I think Darius Slayton is a great option to have as your wide receiver 3. And I think Darius Slayton's he's one of my sleeper breakouts this year. I love him. I think he's gonna have a better year than he did last year.
Yeah, no, I'm a Cowboys fan. I hate the Giants. I hate the Eagles even more. But Darius Slayton definitely showed some talent last year, and I think he's gonna have a significant role in that offense.
Yeah, for sure, man.
But Matt Ryan just went. Damian Williams,
I like that pick.
Just went. Yeah, no,
There
definitely.
goes Crowder.
All right, I am on the clock, and I'm going to solidify my tight end spot right here. I'm going to go with Tyler Higbee. I like me some Tyler Higbee this year. You know, Brandon Cooks is out of the picture. That's more targets for Goff to be throwing to him. You know, and he did something last year. You know, he definitely finished as a top 10 tight end.
Yeah, I think he finished at.
I like him this year. I think he's going to do.
Yeah,
better
I think he
than
finished
he
at
did
tight
last
end
year.
7. I don't know if he'll do better than he did last year, but like you said, there's more targets. There's more targets to
I
go
think
around.
so.
There's no way he doesn't get some more.
Yeah. Exactly. So, Adam, you got Philip
That's a good
Lindsay.
pick. I like Philip Lindsay.
How do you feel about Philip Lindsay this year?
You know, I've always been a Philip Lindsay fan. He just seems to be like constantly putting up numbers. He's a solid fill-in spot for my bye weeks. It seems like an all-around good player in this position.
All right, so I'm going to do a smart thing right here, something I usually do for the most
Smart.
part. But I'm going to take a handcuff, and I'm going to take Latavius Murray with my ALVIN KAMARA. I think it's a smart pick, solidifying my backup with my number 1 pick, especially with this whole coronavirus thing going on. Any stupid thing that can happen, he'll be out for 2-3 weeks. I got Latavius Murray now. So
Yeah,
I'm not
he's
worried.
easily one of the top 3 handcuffs to have. I mean, if anything were to happen to Alvin Kamara, you know this guy could put up RB1 numbers when he gets in that offense. So, Latavius Murray's a great handcuff to have.
Yeah. And then right after I picked him, Hunter Henry went. What do you guys think about Hunter Henry this year?
I mean, I like his talent. We'll see what happens with these quarterbacks that he's going to have to play with, and then also having to like learn both of them at some point this year. But my big knock on him is his injury. His injury, man. Just like Evan Engram, I just wouldn't touch him or Evan Engram just because they're probably not going to finish the season, guys. You're going to draft them, and you're going to be like, oh, this is great. At week 11, you're going to have a winning record, and then all of a sudden, week 6 happens, he's out for the year with an ACL or an ankle injury, and now you're scrambling for a tight end or somebody that's going to put up the same amount of points to fill that hole. So I just don't like taking those 2 guys where they're going in the 7th, 8th round, 9th here, but I still just don't like them. They're just too. I'd rather wait and take somebody that might be a breakout later in the draft.
Yo, do you want to hear something funny? So, have you been watching the top 100?
I've been following it on
Not-
social
no.
media. I haven't watched it.
Did you know that Carson Wentz was not
Really?
on the top 100?
Well, I mean, he wasn't. He
that
wasn't.
is so
he was injured.
hysterical. That is so hysterical. Dude, so many people are so salty about that. So many people are so salty about that for no reason. And these are the players that are picking this.
Yeah.
After Carson Wentz, we got Darrell Henderson, Tevin Coleman.
Hayden Hurst. See, that's a
Hayden
guy I
Hurst.
would have liked over Henry.
Yeah, I like Hayden
Yeah.
Hurst over Henry too. Anthony Miller just went. Josh, you got your back-to-back picks. What are you doing?
All right. Well, here I'm gonna get a guy that I think is gonna be sneaky good this year, and Zack Moss. You know, I think that Zack Moss winds up being that early down guy,
Ooh,
and
Josh is handcuffed.
Yeah, I think
Adam's
Zack Moss
handcuffed.
winds up being that early down guy, and Devin Singletary can be in that same role that he was successful in last year. And you'll see Zack Moss kind of fill in that Frank Gore role, and he probably will do a little better with Frank Gore than Frank Gore did last year, just because he's got fresher legs, he's younger. He's not like an old man getting pushed around by the old line like Frank Gore is. And then right after that, a rookie wide receiver that I think is a sleeper, and I think it's crazy that he's going this late. He's probably going to become the #1 option in Oakland. Henry Ruggs III ran one of the fastest 40s this year. I think he ran a 4.27 or something like that. He's been compared to being the next Tyreek Hill, but I think that's a little bit too much. I think, you know what you could see him as is being the next Deshaun Jackson, because he's 6 foot, 190 pounds. They have no other credible receiving options there other than Hunter Renfrow and Terrell Williams, who vastly underproduced last year. I mean, you got Waller there, but how many times can you throw a crossing route? You got to stretch the field sometimes. That's what this kid's job's going to be, and I just think he's going to flourish. He's easily going to see 100, 120 targets this year. So getting that kind of volume this late, slam dunk, bro. I love it.
CeeDee Lamb just went off the board, and I'm kind of mad because I wanted my boy. I wanted him. I was hoping he'd fall to me.
Oh, man.
God.
I'm wishing I waited on tight end now, because I'm seeing we're here in the 10th round,
Mack.
and Gronkowski is somehow still on the board.
Dude, I was actually just looking at that too. I saw, and Mike Jasinski's still there, Jared Cook, Austin Hooper.
Oh my God! And tell me how Zack Moss has a Week 11 bye week too. I think I'm just losing Week 11 here. Yeah, guys. So that's
dude. You know what it is? I'm not. If that happened to me, I wouldn't even be that mad. Okay, I just forfeit a week. You know, because if it's scattered, you know that you can lose like 3 or 4 games. You know, if that happens to me, I don't go in the purpose of doing that. But if it happens, I'm like, you know,
I just don't like if I could avoid it, I try to avoid it, because you know what that does to you? You go into this season 0-1 because you know you're already losing that week. So why would you want to go into the season with a losing record without any games being played? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's definitely avoidable, you know, but I mean, I'm kind of doing it here. We got 30 seconds. This is why I like live drafts better. You have a little more time. Gronk,
there goes Gronk.
Still,
all right, he fell to me in the perfect spot.
That's crazy.
Give me my handcuff.
Yeah, no, I took Rob Gronkowski with my pick. You got Tony Pollard. Nice.
Sealed that up.
Got the handcuff, man. That's the most important thing.
That's right.
Man. And who you got with your next pick?
Call me crazy. Give me Tom Brady.
Ooh, no, you didn't. Oh, word. He's still there. I got my quarterback, wide receiver tandem. I'm taking Matthew Stafford. Ooh. So we both got what we want. You took Tom Brady. I got my Matthew Stafford. I will be fine with that. Jalen Reagor. I didn't even notice that. Jalen Reagor just went before my pick. So I was eyeing him,
I don't like Jalen Reagor as a football pick. Like, I'm really surprised the Eagles took Reagor over Justin Jefferson in the draft. I think Jefferson was clearly a better wide receiver. But I think Reagor, in terms of fantasy, he's going to have a lot of opportunity to succeed this year, especially early on in the season.
No one there.
I mean, it started out as a
track. No one there besides Ertz.
Yeah, it started out as a track team, but Alshon Jeffrey is going to start the season as a pup on the pup list, so that's 6 weeks out. Then you got Deshaun Jackson, who's skating on thin ice after his social media, issue that he had there, and then you got Marquise Goodwin, who former Olympian track star, was supposed to be one of the speediest guys on their team. He decided to opt out for 2020 because of COVID-19, and he didn't want to risk his young child contracting that if he contracted it. So, yeah, there's a lot of people that are trying to opt out. You know that, right?
Yeah. So this could be up in the air, man. I mean, season of the rookies, season of the fucking third stringers, you name it.
Season of the veterans, all the veterans. Frank Gore is gonna be a top 10 running back.
That'd be wild, dude.
Dude, and you know what? If anybody can do it, it'd be Frank fucking Gore. I don't want to hear
DeMarco Murray rises from the grave.
So I'm going to go back-to-back picks. I'm taking Justin Jackson, who I think is going to have a bigger role than you guys think this year. Eckler's never handled an entire year's load of rushing. He had a great year last year with almost 100 catches for 1,000 yards. at running back, which is ridiculous, but he only had like 132 rushes. He did split it with Melvin Gordon, but I don't think they're going to try and change the formula. I think that you're just going to see Justin Jackson run into that Melvin Gordon early down back, and then they're just going to let Eckler do what he does and catch the ball whenever they, have a passing play for him out there. And then I took Sammy Watkins after that. Watkins is on a contract year. He's really been a disappointment, honestly, other than like the 2 games that he had that were like 50 points last year. But we'll see what he does. His injury proneness is a little bit of a concern to me, but I'm pretty stacked at wide receiver, and I just want as many pieces of this Chiefs offense as I can get. So yeah, I took him there. Now who's up next? Benny, you're up. What do you got?
Not a bad pick. I am gonna go for another wide receiver. I'm going to go.
There's 2 guys I love.
You know what? I'm having there's 2 of them that I'm eyeing at right now. You know what? I'm just for sake of I love them better.
I love it.
Michael
I love
Pittman
that
Jr.
pick. I love that pick.
Love it. It was between him and Brandon Ayuk, and I like where he is better. I like the situation that Michael Pittman's in. He has a veteran quarterback with a great offensive line that's going to buy Phillip Rivers time. There's no reason why he can't have enough time to get open and catch those balls. Phillip Rivers is a pretty decent quarterback.
Yeah, man. I think that you're going to see Michael Pittman become Phillip Rivers' new Keenan Allen. He's 6'4", 223. Pretty fast, out of a good school out of USC. One of the last big, wide receivers that USC produced was Juju Smith-Schuster. Well, Pittman's bigger than him and just about as fast. And now you got Phillip Rivers throwing to him, T.Y. Hilton to take some double coverage away from him, a good line to give Phillip Rivers all day, and a decent stable of running backs to keep that defense honest. I think this guy could be a stud at that other outside wide receiver position. I love Michael Pittman.
All right. Well, with Adam, your last 2 picks. Alshon Jeffrey.
Last 2 picks, I got Alshon Jeffrey and Pittsburgh defense.
Damn. And Alshon Jeffrey, I like Alshon Jeffrey this year because he's going to get the red zone targets, but short of Zach Ertz, who is basically turning into Jason Witten 2.0. Can't stand that guy. Now I know how the Eagles feel. But and then with the Steelers defense, why Steelers defense?
Really?
I'm just curious.
I wanted to take the best available defense at the time. This is usually the exact spot I try and grab a defense.
So you just went best available?
Best available for my defenses.
Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh, I don't want to say that they have a tough division, but the Ravens are in it. and the Browns, they're contenders. And who knows what the Bengals. I just look at that, and that's 8 games right there. It's the same thing with the 49ers defense. Same thing with the 49ers defense. They got Seahawks, they got the Rams and the Cardinals. There's 8 games right there. Or 6 games. I want to say 8 games.
I went with Cam Newton and the Kansas City defense back to back. Cam Newton, I think, he's had a couple, top 12 fantasy quarterback seasons. Another one that I think, maybe a change of scenery helps him, his effectiveness. If anyone can make Cam look like a superstar, it's going to be Bill Belichick. And they're not totally void of weapons there. They got Julian Edelman. They got James White in the backfield, who's a receiving back, and Cam likes receiving backs. Look at what he did with CMC. And then I took Kansas City after that. Kansas City really came on strong at the end of last year as a defense. And I think people forget about that. They still have some really good edge rushers. They just re-signed Chris Jones to a long-term contract after they gave Pat Mahomes that huge $500 million contract. So they got some people there that could. Eric Berry, one of the best safeties in the league. So you got some people that can make plays in that defense. And it's also special teams, guys. It's defense and special teams. And the Chiefs have one of the best returning cores in the league with Mecole Hardman and Tyreek Hill. They can just break away and get touchdowns for it.
Yeah, no, Kansas City defense, definitely with the special teams. Defense, special teams, you got that. And that's what matters with the defense. Special teams and defense. But Adam, who'd you take? Alan Lazard.
Yeah, that's a good pick, man. Somebody just opted out there in Green Bay, so then you got Alan Lazard.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Philly D right here. I'm going to take Philly D to solidify my defense. They play the Giants. They played Washington. It's like a no-brainer for me.
Washington football team.
Yeah, Washington football team.
You got to be kidding me with that name.
Oh, my other 2 picks I didn't talk about, I picked Brandon
That's
Ayuk
a
and Greg
great-
DeLeg, which, you know, I was talking about picking between the 2, and I got both of them.
Washington getting that name it's like when the teacher says pencils down and you didn't write nothing.
Oh, man. And then you just standing there looking like a stupid dummy.
He's like, we're there with the football team. So stupid.
Oh, that is priceless. That's priceless. All right, so we're almost done with our draft, guys. Josh, who are you looking at?
I've got to take a kicker here, just seal up the starters. I mean, some people don't like to draft a kicker. I don't see why. You know, why are you going to see if you could get one of the kickers on the waiver wire if, you know, somebody can get it in front of you? I'd rather at least draft somebody I like here at kicker. We got the Chargers, we got Green Bay, we got Denver, we got Minnesota. Who am I going for here? Crap. All right, I'm going to go with Badgley. Michael Badgley was a decent guy for the Chargers, and I think that you're going to wind up seeing the Chargers not making it into the end zone a lot, so they're going to have to kick field goals. That's my Mr. Irrelevant.
So we got a B minus. B
Yeah,
minus.
it doesn't say by my screen. Well, let's see if I click on it again. I got a B. I mean, it says I drafted right in the middle of the pack. I'm right in the middle overall, starters, and bench. I really don't go by these grades. I've said it before. You know, who are these experts to tell me? If they're experts, man, they must be rich.
Wow, Josh,
No,
you
I
had the
got a
worst
D.
team.
That's awful. I don't know, man. I wouldn't consider this a D. I'd give it probably a C plus because I definitely missed on a couple of the running backs I wanted to get after I took my receivers. But I mean, I still like my receiving core, man. It's dirty. You know, you got Tyreek Hill, DeAndre Hopkins, Darius Slayton, Henry Ruggs, that Sammy Watkins. If anything happens to Tyreek Hill, I mean, I love that. My running backs. Well, my running backs hurt, and then the thing I think that probably really killed me on this grade was the fact that all of them are mostly Week 11 buys. So that probably really hurt me on my draft grade. So, but it is what it is.
Yeah, you're running your wide receiver tandem. I can see like you already solidified the 2 right here, Hopkins and Hill. You know, Darius Slayton's going to emerge. I think Henry Ruggs is a sleeper, and you got Sammy Watkins. You know, I can't see you struggling with the wide receivers. You might have to trade sometime during the season probably to get a good running back.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. You know, like you said, it's all about the waiver wire, baby. So, you know, pay attention to that.
Yeah, no, anything can happen. Anything can happen. You know, and this is the year of the waiver wire. This is the year where you literally have to stare at that waiver wire in order to win.
You know what? This would be the season. Kickers have to come in to be running backs.
I don't think that'll ever happen. I don't think that'll ever happen.
Do kickers get touchdown
Dude,
points?
let's give 2020 something else to ruin.
Time out. I'm just curious now because I never really looked at the scoreboard. Do kickers, if a kicker takes it and like say a Tony Romo fumble, you know, and he takes it in for a touchdown, does he get 6 points for that touchdown?
He should.
I
Or
think
is
that
it
might be
special
special
teams?
teams. But at the same time, players that's
Well, some leagues just have defense. The other teams have defense / special teams.
Yeah, I understand that, but you also got a kicker position.
yeah.
Is he just getting points for kicker or as
Yeah,
an
so
individual
so I
player?
think
You know what
they
I'm
might.
saying?
I mean, I
Because
don't know 100%, but that's a rare play, so we'd have to.
with the Bill Belichick schemes, when Edelman would throw when they do a flea flicker to Edelman and he'll throw it to Amendola. Did Edelman get a touchdown?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Touchdown pass? He did?
Yeah.
He did. I remember that.
I don't remember. I remember the play. I don't remember how the pointing went.
Yeah, because I think Dave had Edelman or something like that. We were at the bar with someone who had him and fucking flipping out.
All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up today. We did our 12-man PPR mock draft. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you get into this giveaway, guys. We got 4 free jerseys, man. 4 free jerseys anybody can have. All I'm looking for is 500 shares and 500 we want the goods. You go down to this video right here and you comment down below We want the goods. Hashtag we want the goods. If you can do that, you automatically enter. Simple as that, guys. You know, you want a free jersey? I got you, bro. I got you.
Yeah, guys, just want to tell you that, you know, we really appreciate all the love and support you've been showing us. So this jersey giveaway is to give back to you guys. So we'd really appreciate it if you could just, you know, share this video, follow all the steps that we gave you in the promo before, and, you know, we'd love to send a jersey your way as our appreciation for you guys supporting us.
Thanks, guys. Go for those jerseys, man. They're legit.
All right, well, like I said, I'm Ben. This is Adam. This is Josh. We are the Fantasy Goods, and we got those goods.